Well, hello everybody and welcome back. So I've been having an awful lot of fun just recently playing SimRail, my newest train simulator. Been available since January and is in early access still currently. Now the reason for this video is I wanted to do a quick start guide on how to get the Pendolino ED250 up and running. And the reason for that is it came with no PDF tutorial, no manual, no quick start guide or anything. You're totally left on your own to get this one moving. The YouTube videos that are available are either mostly in Polish or some other foreign language. So I thought I'd do, one on my own. And if anybody stumbles across it, they might find it useful. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So we're going to jump into the cab. We can do that by walking around and getting through the doors properly, but we're just going to go number 1 on the keyboard and that jumps us straight in. So as you can see, we are currently in a cold and dark state at the moment, so we need to put the battery on. So let's press E on the keyboard, get out of our seat, turn around, back panel, and let's put the battery on. Enable the battery, it will spring back. And as you can see, we are now lit up. This middle monitor is not actually modelled yet. I don't know if it will be in the future, but it's not modelled yet. Let's press E, get back in our seat and continue. Right, first thing we're going to do then on the dashboard, cabin activation, switch that on. Now if you've got CIFA enabled in your main game settings, as you turn on that cabin activation, you will get a loud warning sound. If you do, then just hit the red button there, all right, and that will turn it off. I've disabled CIFA just for the purposes of this quick guide start. Right, so we've got the cabin activation on. The next thing we're going to do is put the pantograph up. We've got one at the front there. You've got one at the back as well. You can have the front or the back one on. You can have both of them on if you want to. We're going to put the compressors on. And we're going to put the control circuits on. And then we're going to push the button here which says close main switch. Press it, hold it for a few seconds. That's it. And then as you hold it down, you can normally hear some kind of startup sound. Very faint. You might not be able to hear it on the video, but I can just about hear it in the background. And we've got some red lights extinguished. Now, next thing we're going to do, if you look at the red signals there, right, obviously we can't move. Them signals are not going to change until you talk to the dispatcher, which is what we're going to do now, because we're practically almost ready to move. So the radio is already on. If it's not on, just come here to the R switch and put on the power. That will light up your radio. So for this station, we need to select R1. It's automatically selected R1 for me. So therefore, we're going to talk to the dispatcher on R1, ZEW1. If it says R2 or R3, you would select 2 or 3 and so on.
Katowice to 4500, radio check.
This is Katowice. I read you loud and clear.
Katowice 4500 is ready.
Thank you. Wait for signal.
So there we go, the signal has changed. So we've got the go ahead to move. So what we're going to quickly do now is just turn the directional control forward. Okay. We're going to get the service brake here from disabled to running. And to do that, I'm just going to press number 3 on the number pad. You can of course move the lever with your mouse. You can hear the brake pressure. So let's just wait for that to settle down. Right, that's good. Make sure your parking brake is off, which is here, P for parking there. If it's on, it will be lit up. So that's now disabled. Down here you've got the spring brake. Let's disable the spring brake. And as you can see now, lights are all distinguished, or extinguished I should say. Now this is your drive handle or your throttle. You can use your mouse, or just use the plus on your number pad, or the minus. So we're going to shift up there and we're going to get moving. And that's it. That's all you need to do. We're off and running. So we'll just take it up to the platform there to pick up our first set of passengers and we'll call it a day. Alright, so we just mosey on up to the platform. Let's press F1 to bring up the next heads-up display, and F5. If you look at F5, the menu down in the bottom left, that's where your text messages will be. Wow, I have to zoom out a lot. Look at the length of this train. Beautiful. Let's throttle back. Keep an eye on your speed there, look. Now you might have heard a little beep earlier on. That's because the radio channel has now changed to radio 2. So when we talk to the dispatcher, you would be pressing button number 2. Now normally you would change this manually, but in the game settings you can have the radio select the channel automatically for you. So if you look at the menu here on the left, that top heads up display, we're due there 14:56, and we're not due out until 14:59. So we are of course a minute late because we've been explaining how to get the train up and running. So here we are then, just coming up to this magnificent station at Katowice. I think that's how you pronounce it in Poland. And incidentally guys, if you're playing in multiplayer, it's real weather and obviously real time as it is in Poland. So we'll just mosey on up to the front of the platform. And I think I'm going to start. There we go. So we turn the service brake to initial. We come to a stop. We're going to click the open left doors button. And if you look at the top right corner of the screen, can you see the little countdown? It's only a tiny thing there, look. We're due out in 9 seconds.
Ready for departure.
That guy looks like he changed his mind. He didn't want to get on the train. So he's ready for departure. That was the train driver talking to the dispatcher, means we can go. So we're just going to wait for that door to close. And although the doors are closed, you've got to actually lock the door. And you do that by pressing this middle button, which will extinguish the light. So next thing, let's get back up to running. Throttle up and away you go. And we're slightly late, so we got a penalty for that. And that's it, guys, yeah. That's how you get the train moving. Right, well, I hope that's useful. Yep, that's where we'll leave it then. That's all you need to know. Right, until the next time, guys. As usual, take care, cheerio, and bye for now.